Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm here because it's supposed to be Spotlight Sunday, but there ain't no Spotlight Sunday today. So, shit happens, right? And our Spotlight Sunday guest could not make it tonight. So, you get more of me. Lucky you, right? So, I just decided I'm not going to break my streak. I've been on for the 5 or 6 months this group has been open. I've made every single Spotlight Sunday and Thirsty Thursday, and I'm not going to freaking miss one. So I'm here, and I got wine to make it better. So I just want to talk tonight about, just for a few minutes, I'm going to keep this one short. You already know my definition of branding and all that other stuff. So I wanted to talk real quick, though, about the differences between coaches and consultants and strategists, because I don't really see anyone talking about that, and I think it's really important to know the differences so that you know how and where to get help if you need help. So that's what I want to talk about today. I'm going to pull this up over here. I didn't even send out notifications for this because, like I said, life happened, and I wasn't going to do it at all. But then I was like, you know what? I'm still doing it. I'll just rock it solo, yo. So, coaches, consultants, and strategists. I want to talk about the differences between them. Let me just give you my definition quickly, okay? So, a coach really goes in and helps you dig deeper into why you're struggling, basically. So you have all different kinds of coaches. You have business coaches and life coaches and relationship coaches and pretty much anything that you want help with, you can find a coach for it, right? So they go in, and basically a coach's job is to push you, right? And to get you to think about things more deeply and differently and kind of help you adjust your perspective a little bit to figure out why you're stuck. So that's mostly what a coach does. They're going to ask you really deep, really powerful questions. And you come out on the other side, hopefully with some aha moments and okay, yeah, this is, this was where I was struggling and now I see what the problem is, right? And you have, you know what you need to do. That's really the goal of coaching. So then we go into consulting, which is mostly in the business world. You don't really have a relationship consultant. That's not usually a thing. But for consulting, you hear about this a lot with corporate, right? They'll hire consultants to come in. And it's kind of a little bit, it takes the coaching one step further. They still come in and they don't necessarily, because they usually work with corporations, they can work with individuals, but usually they don't really dig deep and to get to the root of the problem. They'll come in and they'll do an assessment of where you are and give a recommendation. And sometimes they help you implement it, and sometimes they don't, depending on what kind of consultant they are. But it's much faster. So like I said, they don't necessarily get to the root of all the issues. But if you're totally stuck and you need to make money immediately, that's where a consultant would come in. So then a strategist basically combines those two and takes the best of those two. So I am a strategist, and this is why I've chosen this one. So basically a strategist is going to pull out those best pieces of the coaching. So what I consider the best pieces are those really deep questions, and those ones because you want to get to the root of the issue of whatever it is that's keeping you stuck wherever you are. So if you're trying to book 3 more clients, or if you're trying to book your first ever client, or you're trying to, whatever it is, whatever your goal is that you're not getting there. The coach's job is to get to the root of the problem. Instead of just saying, oh, here, try this, it'll help you. A coach wants to help you figure out what's keeping you stuck in the first place and what's keeping you from getting there. Once we know what the real core problem is, because you might think it's one thing. You might think, oh, I need a new system for attracting leads, or I might need this, or I might need that. When in reality, it's a deeper issue with I'm scared of being visible, and, a much deeper issue that's not solved just like that, right? So the strategist uses those parts, like in my one-on-one programs and in my new program, my new group program, we still ask those really deep, really powerful questions. We start there, but then we jump over and we start actually freaking doing it. So usually when you work with that coach, they're a coach for whatever their thing is, right? Like if they're a mindset coach or they're a business coach or whatever it is, you do it and you go through their process and they help you along the way, right? And then when you're done with the program, you're like still learning those things usually, right? No one ever doesn't need a coach, in my opinion. Like you can always have a coach and you can always still learn from them. It's like this isn't meaning to come across like shitty or like that I don't like coaches, because I think there are some freaking amazing coaches out there, and that's totally not true. But the difference is you can always need a coach for something, right? Like if you have someone that you just really love, that really like gets you and gets that deep, whatever it is, however your brain works, and you really mesh and they help you achieve your goals, you can work with them forever, right? Whereas a consultant and a strategist, like for me, my goal is not to have the same clients forever. That's not the purpose of my programs. The purpose of working with a strategist is to get to the root of the problem, like a coach does. Hi Heidi. You want to get to the root of those problems, but then you also want to like get over it. Basically, not get over it, depending on what it is, but like actually implement it, right? So that's pulling from that consultant piece. So actually taking everything that you've learned and figuring out what the problem is, coming up with that solid action plan like a consultant does, and then actually taking it even one step further and implementing everything that you've just learned. So that's really the difference. Hi Heidi, I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, so since you joined late, I totally like this Spotlight Sunday is just off the charts crazy. Our person canceled, so you get more of me. Lucky you. So just to give a quick recap, this one's just going to be short and sweet. That was pretty much all I wanted to cover. I'll give a quick recap, which is just the difference between a coach, a consultant, and a strategist. So a coach asks really deep, powerful questions to help you get to the root of the issue. A consultant comes in and does a quick assessment and gives recommendations. And then a strategist pulls the best parts of those two and then helps you implement them. That's the difference between a strategist, and that's what I do. So I think there's a lot of different, interpretations that fly around the industry, especially right now that this online coaching business method has become so popular. There's just a lot of different opinions about what it is. So you could ask someone else and they might say something totally different from me, and that's totally okay. It's really about like finding that person that you connect with, step one, and then making sure that person is going to help you achieve the outcome that you're looking for. So that was something that I struggled with at first. Like the first person I ever hired to work with, I went into it expecting it was a coach, and I went in expecting that, okay, by the end of this, I'm going to have like my website done, and I'm going to have XYZ, all of these tangible things out there and ready. When in reality, that's not what they did at all. And that wasn't, it was a little bit their fault for not, articulating exactly what their program was, but it was also my fault for not, asking the right questions and knowing what to expect before you go into a relationship like that with somebody. So figure out who it is, or like who that you connect with, that you feel like is on the same page as you and will like can actually help you, personality wise. You're going to click with them. You're going to mesh with them, because that's that coaching part, and it does go deep. And if you don't have that connection with that person, then it's going to be really, really hard. But then also think about what is your end goal? Do you want to are you just totally stuck and you just want to have somebody hold you accountable and push you? Or do you actually need help taking the actions and knowing what to do and in what order and coming up with that strategy and then executing that strategy? That's the real difference. So I feel like I said earlier too, this is not shit talking coaches in any way. I love coaches. I think they're really, really powerful for what they are. But like I said, I'm talking about understanding what your goals are and knowing what you're going to get out of it is really, really important. And making sure it's what you need to get out of it is really, really important. So I feel like coaches are great for for their established businesses where you really, it's the stuff that you need help like organizing your brain basically, and like retraining your thought process and helping you like really level up your business and get to that next stage. And then you already have help probably with the implementation. Maybe you already have a team or you have an assistant or a VA or something. Then you're going to be like a coach is going to be perfect for you in that sense. If you're just starting out and you don't know what to do and when to do it, and you're constantly second guessing yourself about all of the million different things that you could be trying, or this shiny object over here, that's when you really need a little bit more than a coach. You need more of a strategist who's going to come in and give you that expert opinion and like, okay, here's where you are. Do that quick little assessment. Here, then go into the coach part. Here's what you do. Here's the questions we need to ask to figure out the root of the problem, and then let's effing do it. Like, let's get you where you want to go by the end of it. Tanya, hi! Yay, Tanya's here. Late but here. I like the purple and black heart combination too. It's very Halloween-y, but it's not like orange and black like everything else. I love it. Christy, hello. So you guys will have to go back and watch the beginning for some of this, but I was just giving a quick recap. Spotlight Sunday person didn't show up, so I showed up even more with wine. And we're talking about the difference between a coach, a consultant, and a strategist. So I'm going to continue my little recap. If you have a specific question about one of those, like if you don't know what they are at all, or if you're wondering like which one would be right for your business and where you are, put it in the comments. If you're watching the replay, just tell me you're watching the replay, and I'll, if you want to give like a certain instance of where you are. But yeah, so coach asks powerful questions. Consultant does an assessment and gives a recommendation. Strategist does both of those things and then helps you implement them once you're done. So that's the basic recap. Like I said, short and sweet today. I'll be damned though if I was going to miss one of my Spotlight Sundays for the first time. So even though it's not someone else, just more me. Yay. Lucky you. So, of course, since it's just me, you get your little pitch now too. So Brand Boldly Live, my new group program, is officially open. The doors are open. There is an early bird discount right now. And everything that I've just talked about this whole time is what we do in there. So it's the strategy part. It's the go in, dig really, really deep at the beginning. The first few weeks are digging really deep into what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? Then we come up with a plan to actually accomplish it. We come up with that strategy. Hey, that's my dad, guys, that just popped on. Sean. Hey, Dad. But yeah, coming up with that plan to actually achieve it. And then the majority of the program, the rest of the program is go freaking do it. And then have support doing it along the way, right? Not just, here's your plan, go implement it, you're on your own, hope you don't fall off a cliff. But like getting that support every single step of the way, and getting feedback on every web page you put up, or every post if you want to run it, run it by me in the group before you post it, and just really having that support for implementing it. That's what this program is really about. So if you are interested in it, I'll put the link in the comments and you can check out the page, or just send me you can schedule a call and we can talk about it. So just send me a message if it feels right for you. Just whatever feels right. Just don't stay stuck. That's the purpose of this program. Like, do not stay stuck. If you feel like you don't know what the next step is, or you're like your business is in a transitional period, or if you're just completely starting from scratch and you don't know where to focus, let's just talk. And you should know me well enough by now, everyone that's here, that I'm not gonna try to convince you to do something that's not right for you, because that's not who I am. So let's talk, and if you have any questions, and we'll see if it's a good fit for you, or if it's not a good fit for you, I can recommend something else that might be. Cool? So everyone have a great Sunday. I'm going to go finish my wine and cuddle with my dogs, and I will see you guys soon. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya, for saying that I'm amazing. All right. See you guys later.